Alright, so we're back playing bedwars again, I guess. And I'm not sure, I was thinking about topics to talk about, and I remember that I think it was last Christmas, it was near last Christmas. This dude, I think his channel, yeah, it was like Matt Rose or something. He made a video on people on people's Furbies. I don't know. He made a video, had something to do with Furbies, and then I really hope you can't hear that. I'm pretty sure you can't. It should just sound like me talking. But, um, so like, a lot of people really liked these Furbies. I think it really inspired a lot of people to, like, get one, which explains why last year's Furby prices, which sounds crazy to say, but it explains why they were so high. If you remember, if you've seen my video talking about Halloween candy economics, you'll know that that is a pretty good strat, is to sell your things high when they're most wanted. And of course, oh my gosh, I really hope you can't hear that. Of course, that means that at the time Furbies were going for 70 something dollars, and uh, it was expensive, man. It was very expensive. And now, if you look, they're like $40, and it doesn't really even matter anymore. Uh, but the thing is, and the reason that I keep saying I really hope you can't hear that, is because I actually picked up one. Hold on. Good for you. Um, so, ah! Okay. Basically, I picked up one of these little dudes for myself, right? And it said, alright, it says, working, tested, and so, I'm testing it, all that sort of stuff. And it did technically work. Like, it did work for a little bit, but when I opened up the battery compartment, uh, nice, what? I don't know. Um, so when I opened up the battery compartment, it found out that the batteries had exploded and there was battery acid everywhere. But recently, I saw these little dudes sitting on one of my shelves, so I grabbed them and I started scraping out all the gunk with a screwdriver. So now he's alive again. I'm gonna see if I can get him to talk into the mic because he's pretty darn loud. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but he just screamed, "Hey, me no see you." It's like, yeah, you don't have actual eyeballs, and also his there. So Furbies have this little sensor in the head that that means that they can see other Furby sensors, but it's also a light sensor. So when it gets technically dark, in the room, it can tell, which is why it says things like that. But my lights are on right now. I think it might be because every time that the lights will not flicker, but every time they like change light level or something comes into its point of view, it's like it's covering its eyes, which makes it scream, "Me no see you!" But that gets really annoying when every single 2 seconds the stupid little thing is screaming, "Me no see you!" because like a tree branch will move outside and it'll cast a slight shadow onto its little forehead and it'll start screaming, "Ah, I don't see you! Where'd you go? Oh gosh, come back, please!" That's like if you and your friends were like in a room together and then like one like poked their head out the door to go do something and then you started screaming, "Where did you go?" It's like he's still there, but whatever. Why is it telling me to pick random map again? Whatever. And so, this thing is interesting, but apparently, I was looking at the instruction booklet, these things evolve, and what I mean by evolve is that they sort of start off as not like a baby, because there's also Furby babies, but as like this baby, right? And then it goes up and up until it's like it speaks English and stuff. Basically, it's just like a language thing. But my Furby must be at the top rank of evolution because all this little guy screams. First he goes ha 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 doo doo, which very funny, my guy. It's the only joke you know. And then he'll like start ringing. He'll go bring, 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 and it's the weirdest thing ever because it's like, why is my Furby shaking back and forth and ringing like a telephone? So of course I pick the Furby up and I hold him close to my ear. At which point he starts screaming, "No like!" He just started singing. I can't tell if that's picking up on the mic or not. I can't. I really can't. I'm looking. I don't think it is. But I was looking at it, so on to this, because I was trying to figure out why he wasn't working, and eventually, of course, I figured it out. But before this, I looked up Furby glitches, and I wanted to share some of the funniest ones. My favorite one that I saw, I'm not sure if it's there anymore, an actual listed glitch that used to be there was sometimes Furby would not work. That is not a glitch. Who thought that was a glitch? That's not like a glitch. That's just like my iPhone, I dropped it and it broke. It's like, oh, they're gonna fix that in the next patch. It's like, no, no, it's not. That's not how that works. But whatever. Yeah, can you go to sleep, please? Did you say boring? How dare you? How dare you, Furby? Is these withers? I never noticed that before. Anyways, so another one of the glitches was gears grind too loud. And again, I don't see how that's labeled as like a glitch. Because a glitch is like Furby is too loud. My Furby must be too loud. He's constantly screaming. But it's like that sounds like a glitch. Furby is too loud, right? No. Gears are too loud is an actual glitch, which oh, he's snoring. I'm not that boring. Bro, my Furby is literally trolling me as we speak. I'm talking to my mic and that Furby is snoring. And he will do the meme snore. I'm not sure if you know. He does that before he goes to sleep. Are you asleep or did you just like have a heart attack? Uh-oh. No, no, no. He had like a little Furby malfunction just now. He just started snoring and he's no longer making any noise. Are you dead? I'm like, nope, he's not dead. And so another one, yeah, like I said, gears grind too loud. That does not seem like a glitch. It seems more just like a malfunction. But again, it's labeled under glitch, which is like, did they, like I can hear it when its ears move and its eyes close and open again. They did not make it so that it does any of those noises. There's not like a voice box called like gear sound or something. They want these things or wanted them, what was that, 25 years ago, to sound as real as possible. They didn't like program them to sound like a He's ringing. Hold on, hold on. Please ring some more. Ring some more. I really hope you can pick that up. He'll ring like 7 times, and then he'll start laughing. And the first time that I picked him up and held him to my ear, because I thought it'd be funny if like maybe that's like an actual response, he just he starts laughing afterwards. He starts like laughing at the highest volume possible. So I'm deaf in one ear now. Thanks, Mr. Furby. I'm gonna have to report you to Hasbro. Yeah, my 1998 Furby isn't working as planned. Thank gosh they have a 90-day warranty, though. I hope that hasn't expired after 25 years. Yeah. But another thing is that... Oh, see? Okay, he's going to sleep. So he should stop making noise and I can finally pay attention to what I'm saying. And a couple years ago, I'm gonna go with like 2016, 2015, 2017, 2018. They released these things called Hatchimals. And Dan TDM made a video on them. And he got one. And I think he made 2 videos on them because in the second one, I think he lit one on fire and like threw it out his window or something, and that was really cool. But it was really strange to me to see this creature that at like a moment's notice will start singing and dancing about. And of course, I looked it up because I'm very interested in robotics, stuff like that. And I find these Furbies, and they're creepy as all get out, and at the time, I don't know which one released. Probably like Furby Booms, if I had to guess. Or like whichever ones have the app. Those probably just released. But the problem with that is that I liked the old gears. I love, I think I said this in a video once. I love old mechanics of things. If something is either working as intended or like not working as intended, I'll always be interested in that. Dude, why is Red trying to rush my base, bro? He's gonna, like, get it. He's still gonna get my bed, but it's like, why, though? Anyways, yeah, so, and after all that, I finally find 1998 Furbies, and they are creepy, and they are loud, and they will not be quiet, or at least I've been told that they won't be quiet. And after checking and seeing, they definitely will not stop being loud, no matter what you do. Oh no, that is not good. Yeah, they will not stop being quiet. Now, I've learned that you can just... Did he fall? He is a Dito! He's a Dito! He's a Dito! He's those Dito's chips. He's a Dito chip. He's a Dito. Oh my gosh. Uh, yeah, anyway, what was I saying for this guy said he was a Dito? Um, yeah, I found out that they can actually be quiet. Now, how do you make your Furby be quiet? Well, you just let it there until it gets bored and snores and then shuts off. But because of my corroded battery compartment inside of my Furby, after he's all done, uh, if I leave him there for too long, a battery, because one of the springs is so rusted, will, like, slip out of place, and I'll turn him upside down. I'm like, wake up so I can check that you're still alive. And he just won't. It's like, hello? And then I took my screwdriver, and I opened this thing back up, right? And, of course, one of the batteries had slipped out of place, which is very weird to me, because that shouldn't even be remotely possible! Because that shouldn't even be remotely possible. I haven't been touching this thing. But I think it was a combination of the thing being leaned forwards and shaking a whole bunch that causes the battery to fall out, which is weird. I'm gonna have to report that to Hasbro. Maybe they can fix it in their 1999 Furbies. But it's because, like, that's not a bug. Batteries fall out of compartment. That's not a problem. And when I was looking for solutions to this dead Furby, I found, the website, and I found simple repairs for my Furby. The first one is to pop the beak down and take a screwdriver and, like, move the gears about, which I did. And it was simple, I guess. But after that, the next one was something difficult. It was, like, a little more difficult. Now, the second one was, the first step, skin your Furby. Do it. Take a pocket knife, open up your Furby. And it's like, whoa, chill out. Do not murder a poor innocent Furby for the sake of making it work again. It's like, well, you want your Furby to work, right? And it's like, yeah, I do. I guess I want to see this old toy talk. And it's like, well, and you really, I mean, it doesn't look that terrifying, does it? And you really want this thing to work, and you're like, yeah, I guess it doesn't look that scary. I mean, it looks a little scary, not that much. It's like, okay, good. Now, to make this thing 10 times louder and 10 times more terrifying, I'm going to need you to take the nearest pair of scissors and cut its skin off. And it's like, oh my gosh, chill. Chill with that. We do not need to cut the Furby open for the simple... And it's like, after you cut your Furby completely open, the first step is to, like, turn its gears a little bit. That's its actual first step. After you've torn the thing open, the entire thing that you need to do, take your screwdriver or pencil or whatever and just move the gears around. That should wake your Furby up, and it's like, wait, wake my Furby up, but it's not working in general. It's like, no, you meant the entire time that you skinned the Furby and moved all the gears around. I mean, you were intending to wake this thing up, obviously, right? Because it was just a little sleepy, and you had to, I don't know, tear its skin off. It's like, no, that's not what I wanted to do. And they were like, oh, well, sorry we didn't mention that at the beginning. It's like, yeah, you didn't. The first step was take the skin off the Furby, and you didn't happen to mention that this would just wake it up. So the third one is that you need to do one. There was one step. You need to do something. You need to, like, pop the beak forward. But it was probably one of the funniest things, because it was like, pop the beak forward. Now, pop the beak forward, okay? So for those of you following along at home, pop the beak forward and now cut the skin off your Furby. It's like, why? What did he do? Do you know what a Furby looks like without fur? It's just a bee at that point. Just a BY. Just a bye. It's just it's not a Furby anymore. It's just a bee. It's just a bee. That's it. Not BEE, but you know what? Yeah, it's just a bee now. A buzzy bee. Congratulations. You've turned your Furby into a bee that makes honey. Congratulations. Um, and after all of this, okay, you need to move some gears around, but it never tells you how to like reskin the Furby. It just tells you how to unskin the Furby. And they're like and like because you've removed like the fur, then you have to remove the shell. After you've done this, you're gonna need to look at your now. Basically, it's a speaker and a whole bunch of wires. That's the entire Furby, okay? And after all is said and done, and after you've done all this, you probably still won't work. There is no guarantee that tearing the skin off your fluffy, lovable old Furby is going to help it in the slightest. Like, you could basically have just said, like, oh, okay, you want to solve world hunger? I got you. 3 simple steps. Number 1, solve world hunger. Next thing you're going to want to do is relax and then go to the beach. There you go. You solve world hunger. It's like, yeah, I guess that could work, but like, it's like the most difficult step first. Solve world hunger should not be the first step to solve world hunger. Whatever, man. I don't know. At least this little dude is working again, but I'm gonna have to like check on him every day because I don't know. There was this one little compartment inside of his battery pack, which it was filled with battery acid, which, if you weren't paying attention, was the main problem. I'm not sure if the batteries were from 2005 or 1998. It must have been more than 12 years because that's basically the battery life before the battery explodes. But whatever it was, it was left in there for way too long because the batteries exploded, battery acid everywhere. Now, the main part that like took me forever to find was this little groove. And in this groove, they had managed to put so much battery acid that it was almost impossible for me to find a way to get it out. And because I couldn't see where the battery acid was because it was just a bunch, it was behind a bunch of stuff, and that's difficult to find. And then I finally find it, and the thing wakes up, looks toward me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's awake, an adorable little Furby. Gang, 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 gang. Ah, calm down. I was on a call with some people, and they were laughing because I was freaking out because I didn't expect it to work. I never expected to see this thing alive again, but it just started screaming and like shouting and yelling, and everyone else could hear it because it was so loud that, everyone else could hear it. And because of this, everyone else, freaking out. There's a Furby there screaming into the microphone. And so I get up and I have to go do something. And I say, I'm going to put Furby on the mic. So I give the microphone to Furby, and it doesn't make a single sound while I'm gone. And I come back and I'm like, why didn't you do anything, Furby? And it starts ringing like I was talking about earlier. It just starts going, bring, bring, bring. It's like, why couldn't you have done that to prove that you are alive? But they all told me that they could hear it and that it was definitely alive. And that is just the weirdest thing potentially ever. Just like, there's not like a ranking, there's just existence of a Furby and the death of a Furby. Because I cannot figure out, for the life of me, why what happened happened. Where is this blue guy? Oh, he must be there, okay. And the Furby is simply a good toy. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why are you lying to us? But no, no, no. It is very old, and what they managed to do with the technology they have is very impressive. But to an extent, it is impressive. To an actual realistic point, they've got a fireball. They're gonna fireball me. To a realistic point of view, it is not impressive. It is in fact absolutely terrifying, and scary because a Furby is not something to be reckoned with. I remember I was sending pictures of the Furby, and I was like, hey, check out this adorable Furby. And there's this one dude that I was talking to, and he is terrified of these things. It's like, everybody watching the video is like, yeah, we know they're terrifying. It's like, stay with me, guys. Okay, they're not that terrifying. And yet this dude, so scared of them, he wanted me to like burn it with fire. I don't I didn't think that that would I knew it would work, but I wasn't sure how effective. So I looked up like burning Furby with fire just to see what would come up. And it's probably one of the funniest things. I can't find an exact video, but like they get the lighter and they point it towards the Furby and they light the Furby on fire. Cool, Furby's on fire. But I think that the fun part is the speed that it ignites. Like the entire Furby is ablaze in like seconds. It's awesome. And yet at the end of the day, did it really even matter? Because the Furby, after burning for a lot, just ended up looking like Anakin Skywalker after Revenge of the Sith, because the thing's still working, bobbing around, going, hey, 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 hey. And of course it is, because why wouldn't it be more terrifying? I wonder if they have some sort of failsafe. I wonder if they knew. Really? I didn't need that many diamonds? I wonder if they knew. I wonder if they knew that, like, somebody would try to burn their Furby, so they just made it fireproof just for the fun of it. Oh, so John, you came up with new ideas for that Furby toy you were talking about. It's like, yeah, I had an idea. It's like, yeah, to prevent kids from accidentally setting this toy on fire. Wait, why would a kid be setting that toy on fire? Accidentally setting the toy on fire? We're gonna make it completely fireproof. Oh, so you mean like the fur is gonna be fireproof? That could be like a new invention. We could just make a lot of money from that. No, I mean the electronics. I'm gonna spend all our money, not into making it work, but making sure that if it does work, and if you try to get rid of it because it works, it will never, ever leave you. It's like, whoa, okay, calm down. It's like, yeah, but I created this fun new thing. It's called fireproof electronics. It will make sure that your Furby burns for eternity. And probably everybody at that meetup was like, huh, okay, let's fire this dude. Okay, you get it? Fire. But no, I mean, they couldn't have fired him because he's probably also fireproof. I don't know who came up with that idea. Fireproof Furby. Ah! Not fireman Furby, just fireproof Furby. Also, Red and White have been fighting this entire game, and I've knocked out 2 beds and 2 people. And the only I think I was like talking about this thing. I talked a lot more about this than I thought I could, but I'm pretty much done with talking about it. I said everything I thought. So I'm I still want to play this game, and I don't want to stop recording because of that. So actually, I'm gonna fast forward to when I obviously win this game. I lost.